Okay, so I made a video earlier and it ended up being too long, and so some of it didn't get posted. And so I wanted to find something else to talk about. So I know a lot of people have talked about their gay coming out stories, so I thought I would share a little bit about that. I haven't actually told my parents or my family, but I'm pretty sure that my parents know. We just don't talk about it, and it's kind of not out in the open. But I did tell my roommates that I lived with, and I had 3 roommates back then. And the first one I told was Luke, and I told him kind of fairly early into living with him. He moved in at the beginning of the year, and I told him probably maybe a month or two into the semester. What happened was my computer broke, and I went down to the computer lab to talk online with people, and he IM'd me, and he was like, "Hey, this is Luke." I was like, "Oh, okay." And we kind of just chatted, and he said a lot of stuff that kind of seemed gay. It kind of hinted that he might be gay. And so we basically ended up, after a while, going, "Are you gay?" And we just back and forth asking each other if they were gay. And I was like, finally, I don't care. I am gay. And he was like, "Oh, well, I'm not." But he said that he tries to get people to think that he might be gay because he feels that if people judge him on that, then they wouldn't be worth being friends with. And so he didn't have a problem with me being gay. And actually, after I told him, we kind of became good friends. And like, it's kind of like an inside joke. Like, a hot guy would walk by and I would kind of look, and he would notice it, and he'd laugh at me and I'd laugh at him, and then my other roommates would be like, "What the fuck is their problem?" But the second one that I think I told my second roommate's girlfriend first, and she was like, "Yeah, he wouldn't care." And so I told him. He was like, "Oh, well, I kind of assumed you were, but I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't really want to ask." And when I told him, he was just like, "Okay." And so that was no big deal. But when I told the last roommate, he kind of freaked out a little bit. I knew that he was going to take it bad because I lived with him for a semester longer than the other guys. And so he kind of, one time I did something, and he was like, "Guy, you're gay." And so whenever I did something that was not manly, he'd be like, "Why did you do that?" And I'd be like, "I don't know, I'm gay." And so I just kind of like got him kind of used to the idea. And then one day we were talking about something online, and I was in the living room and he was in the bedroom that we shared. And he said something, and he was like, "You talk about it so much that I'm going to start thinking that you really are gay." And I was like, "Well, maybe I am." And so he just kind of like was like, "Are you?" And I was like, "Y'all, yeah." And he came out of the bedroom and looked at me, and then he was like, "Oh my god." And he went back in the room, and then he came back out, and he's like, "You're kidding, right?" And then he went back in the bedroom, and then I was like, "Well, I don't know what to do." And he went into the other room with the other 2 guys because they shared a bedroom, and he was like, "Oh my god, Ron's gay. He just told me." And they were just like, "Well, yeah," because I already told them, and they already knew everything. And so he kind of went back into his room, and I heard him like the next morning out in the hallway talking on the phone, saying something like, "He really is gay," or something like that. And I wasn't sure how he was reacting to it, and he seemed pretty good. He kind of stopped freaking out, and after a couple days, he told me the thing that made him mad was that the only thing that he was upset about was that I told the other guys before I told him. And I was like, "Well, the other guys didn't react to it the way you did." So he felt hurt that I didn't tell him first, but I knew that he would react poorly. And if I had told him first, he would have gone and just blurted it out to the other guys, and that wouldn't have been cool. So, and actually it was kind of funny because me and my other roommate used to like wrestle around on the floor and stuff. And when I first told him, he thought that there was something between me and the other guy. So that was kind of funny. I was like, no, the other guy's straight. But it was highly amusing. And so that's kind of how the whole thing happened with my roommates. Things were kind of better after that because it wasn't so much hiding things. It wasn't having to, minimize windows when they came in or hide, IM conversations and stuff. So it was kind of relaxing to know that they all knew and that they were okay with it. But I think I was lucky to have people that all understood and didn't care. The only real issues I had was when I had a guy sleep over, and my one roommate was really pissed off because he said he didn't want me, in the bedroom with him. And I was like, well, you signed an agreement that said either sex can spend the night any day, so he couldn't really do anything about it. But so that's the story, and then I'm gonna add the rest of whatever I had, which is mostly just garbage. But I couldn't see that I spent time talking about it and stuff, and then not including it in a video. So what else? It's like 11 minutes. I'm missing my TV show. It's backwards on the thing, so, and I don't know. I'm just confused. It's at like a half second behind, so when I was doing this, it like seemed to stop after, I don't know. I think I'm losing my mind. I'm crazy. So, if anybody has any ideas, I'm trying to think of ways that I can come out of my shell some. Because when I do grad school in the spring, no, not in the spring, in the fall, I want to be able to try to teach a class, which means that I have to get over talking in front of people. Which, I'm not nervous anymore, but when I started talking, you could probably tell I was a little bit nervous. I don't know why, because like 5 people watch my videos, but Maddie. Shh. Come here. Come here, Maddie. I showed somebody her pictures, and they said that they could tell she was spoiled. And just because she lays on my lap all the time, she uses me as a pillow, and she sits on the furniture while I sit on the floor, I don't see why they think she's spoiled. Am I your bitch? Alright, I'll throw it. Well, it says I've got like 14 minutes, so I'll go for now. Once I edit and get out of all this stuff, where I just kind of go like, it'll probably be like 6 minutes, but if not, I don't know. Maybe I'll make another one. We'll see. Okay. Bye, YouTube. And I say YouTube video, and I say YouTube and video is really weird. I don't know why, but I do. Like YouTube.